Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night wherever you may be on this beautiful day here in Britain. The sun is shining for once, and I've popped indoors to just have a look at one or two things that have come into my possession, and some little sweeties really. So we'll have a look at this. We'll have a look at it in my hand so you can see the size we're talking about there. So here's a little card that has a pre-printed postage stamp upon it, and it's dated from 1908, I think. And we have the sewer as the stamp, and it's addressed to Mademoiselle Céline Alesnard, and she lives at Rue de Saint Christophe, that is, in Chateaubourg, in I don't know where. And at the back we've got a better cancel and date. So are we talking 14th of October 08, and it's the time 0.15? I don't know. Maybe you know. And it's so that's missing, so it's difficult to really work out what that is. Also inside, because it is a card, we have the missive, the letter itself, and the date. And Samedi, 13th of October, 1906. Beautiful handwriting, very sweet and cute. And it's signed by André. Ma Hoi Céline, il me semble vous tu ne vas pas être contente de la nouvelle. Yeah, my French is, as you know, destructive in many ways. So we won't linger on that, but I wanted to show you one or two of these because they're very, very lovely and sweet. So that's one. We have another letter, presumably from the same person, to the dear Céline, and this also is in 1906. Again, we've got the sewer, La Semeuse, République Française, 10 centimes. The address is a little bit clearer, Rue de la Couelle, Saint Christophe, Chateau something, I don't know. And again, it's stamped on the back, so cancelled at the front, turned over, banged on the back as well. Possibly one is when it leaves, possibly one is when it arrives, I don't know. And we have again Ma K. Céline, Bézanville 15 Abbey 1906. Very, very nice handwriting. All in French, so I won't attempt en entendant. Yeah, if it was typed out, I'd have a better go at it, really, but, I'm hesitating, really, because I can't. Well, my French is a disgrace. I should do better, shouldn't I? So here we have another one. So there's a little collection going on here. Can I get it open? Can I open it even? No, we won't try and open that one. Maybe we can open this one. Or maybe we'll just have to simply move on. No, I can open this one. Ma chérie, this time, Céline. Again, it's got the date on 27th September 1906. I love the way the 6 is done. So we got a nice set of postal cards, postal letters. Fakery, André. No. Céline Hesmond. Abesnard. Route de la Coule à Saint-Christophe. Chateau-Suze. In brackets, something. I should have AI'd it, really, should I not? before coming on and doing a little bit of research before, but I wanted to get back out in the sun. Again, it's 1906. And then we've got here, and so we've got those. This is an even smaller one, so much smaller that you can only get the address and then you can put the stamp on its side. Again, La Semeuse, the sewer. On the back is nothing, and there's no contents with this. This is a letter proper and also a stamp proper. So we'll remove that over there. So what else have I got here? Again, no research done, little or no research done. Here we've got what looks like it could be an Indian. No, I'll take that back. A Russian stamp, pre-Soviet Union, I would hazard. Something marks there, so yeah. If you know, let me know. But these are not stamps, they are prints, so presumably they're either forgeries or you cut them off and stick them on, I don't know. They could be newspaper stamps, so the whole thing is wrapped round a newspaper and sent through the post. Yes, those things did happen in those days. Yeah, so that's quite nice. What else have I come across? Well, this caught my eye. The Stamp Act, 1864, Cape of Good Hope, 1 penny, Queen Victoria, green with a yellow background. What do I know about it? Nothing, but the fact that the Stamp Act is upon it suggested to me that it could be a commemorative stamp in some way, or a stamp that was produced for an occasion, because I hadn't really seen one anywhere else but on this, and it is British Empire, and you'd expect to see it in Malta or other places, for example Bermuda or Bahamas or even Britain, but no, I've only ever seen it on that, so it may be unique to the Cape of Good Hope. And if so, it may be rare. It may be worth something. Unfortunately, it's worth millions of them were produced, I'm afraid. This has gone through the post, as you can see. I'm not going to take it out of its protective sleeve. But it did catch my eye. It's a beautiful representation of Queen Victoria. Some of them can be a bit... I do like that particular one, though. There. A beautiful lady. And a great queen. Here we have another interesting postage stamp. And again, we're talking Britain here. And as you can see at the top, somebody has written, which is helpful, British Guinea, or Guyana, British Guinea, early 2 cents, £1. Now I suggest they were asking £1 for it when they received it, and it's quite butchered. It is again in protective sleeve. The cancel is not the greatest. It's cut a little bit bloody, isn't it? So we've got the perforations there and there, but it's badly done. But British Guyana, British Guyana then, in other words. Is it worth any money? I haven't looked it up. I'll let you do that. It looks like it's an early one because it's got those lettering things that they had early doors in the penny blacks and the penny reds. So here we've got L or I maybe 8 or B O 6. Hang on a minute. I'm learning as I'm going along. Is it 1860? I think that might be a good shout. Yeah, I like that. I think that makes sense. Do you? Right, what have we got next? Well, again, we've got pound on this one. It is chiffre. 10 centimes, 10 centimes, percevoir. Posts, taxe. So we're looking at French, we're looking at how to pay your tax, and this represents 10 centimes. Is it of any value? No. It's pretty early. It's in great condition, and it's behind that. It's probably worth £1, I think. Of all the ones we've seen so far, that is possibly worth £1. They go from 5, 10, 15, 20, up to 50, I think, these tax things. Now this is interesting. We'll look at this one first. So this is rough paper. I believe these are stamps. They could be forgeries, but they could also be stamps because we're talking around about Nepal or Tibet, somewhere like that. So they would cut them out and use them as a stamp. You'd preferably want one on a cover, on a letter, to prove its veracity, to prove that it was a real stamp. And what I've got is a sheet here. And thusly, I'm going to say, could be a fake, but could also be proper stamps, which makes them worth pretty much nothing really. You may get 5, 10, 15, 30 quid maybe if they are real, but there's no guarantee that they are real whatsoever. That would be a huge, not the hugest risk in the world. We've heard of bigger risks going down recently, but this one, nice to own. I will be keeping this in my Everest collection, my Nepal and Tibet collection. So we go on to the next thing, which is connected to it, and here we have, almost on Philly light plastic paper, more what could be stamps, but again would need cutting. But it's been printed on this paper. What is going on? Tibet is to the fore here, so again we're talking around about Everest, so this will be going in that collection of mine. Also cancel to order, which suggests two things. The first being that they could be fakes, and someone has just cancelled them to make them look less fakey, or they could be real, but printed as collectibles rather than anything else. I don't know. I also see postage there. Can you see that? Let's turn it upside down. But the quality is very, very fine. The filamentation is very fine. Postage. Now let's hold it up. See what I mean? We'll continue on. Now this has got £3 on it. I'm not really sure why, but this is a Captain Cook stamp. They can go for, when you look on, say, eBay or whatever, some people have put stupid prices on them, but you can pick them up, for £3, basically. Possibly a little bit less. Excuse me. But this is a nice old stamp, and it is from 1935. It's got all the details there. Olive green, fine, unused. Well, it is used, isn't it? But otherwise, very nice. And it's got £18 on that. I think there's been another stamp there, and that one's gone. We'll have a quick look at these here. St. Helena halfpenny. That's lovely. This is a... It's bad enough my sinus is being destroyed. My throat's getting it out. India, an India lilac. More India, 1 Anna. On Her Majesty's Service, 1 Anna, India again. St. Helena, half D. And Nigeria. So we've gone into the 20th century here. Here we've got a nice stamp, a Jongre postage revenue stamp with this character on. We've got another Zanzibar, well, I say another stamp, which is interesting. Zanzibar, rarely you get one of those. I certainly have not got a Zanzibar stamp. Well, I have now. Teddy, Edward, Bertie, Edward the 7th. And this is a Transvaal. So during his reign, the war was going on in the Transvaal. Chambra State in India on service. Patiala State, so good old Indian printovers. Bahrain. If only we owned Bahrain now, eh? So India, they used an India stamp to do the Bahrain. Okay, finally moment. New Zealand newspaper postage. We have a couple of those pairs, but in bad condition. This is in better condition in as much that you can actually, not quite destroyed them, there's a little bit there. But they're in a holy mess, really. But a nice cancel sock on the nose cancel, but valueless because, you want good quality stamps if at all possible. I know I've said that I don't care about quality, but, I don't want to talk about stuff too much that interesting, but you'd want them in... I'll take it all back. We'll go to this next one. Here we've got New Zealand postage again, the 1 penny red. And I have quite a number here in this little sachet. So I hope you've enjoyed this little look around what has come into my possession recently, yesterday. And there's plenty more to look through, for me anyway. Lots of British stamps to look through, and also covers and the like. Have a fantastic day. I'm going back out in the sun now. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. Give us a like. Let me know what you think. And I'll talk to you as soon as I can. Bye for now.